In the last video, I showed you the importance of using a weed box and the difference between positive and negative images. In this video, I'm going to show you the proper way to use pre-mask to transfer your images to a new medium such as a wall or a binder or a machine. In our case, I'm going to simply just put it on the cover of a binder here. So pre-mask is essentially specialized masking tape. You can see here it comes in, this is a 4-inch roll. I also have a 6-inch roll here, and it has a little bit less adhesive than regular masking tape, and that helps in the transfer process. If you don't have pre-mask, you can still use regular masking tape, and I'll demonstrate that later. Now, if your image is just a single entity or simple shape, you can probably get away with not using pre-mask, but you run the chance of touching the actual adhesive that's going to be adhering your image to a new medium, and it's not going to stick as well. So let's pretend my whole image was just the letter N here, and I didn't really want to be bothered with pre-mask. I could simply, use my X-Acto knife, get in under the corner, pick it up, carefully remove it. Now it's pretty hard to hold on to this without touching the stickiness or the adhesive, and as soon as I've touched it, it's not going to stick as well to whatever I put it on. So this is why I don't recommend it. I guess if you didn't have masking tape, you could do it, again, only if your image is very simply constructed and doesn't have a lot of space constraints. Okay, so that's not what we're going to do. Using pre-mask basically ensures that you never have to touch the adhesive, and it also ensures proper spacing between the letters, so you don't have to fight with each letter individually. So for this example, what I've done is I've taken a piece of this 4-inch pre-mask and I've cut it down to just slightly wider than my letters are. And you can see it here. And what I normally do is I try and line up one of the factory edges of the tape here. I try and line it up with part of my image, and I'm going to do it to the top of my letters. And as soon as it's down, I just flatten it out, make sure it's sticky, or make sure it's sticking down. If you have any type of squeegee, this is just a body shop squeegee for applying putty, but it works well in this instance. I'm just making sure the adhesive is transferring to the letters. If you don't have this, it works also just if you use your hand, that's fine. Once you've made sure that you've transferred the adhesive to the letters, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up and pull this up, and you'll see here, now I'm pulling at a high angle. In the last video I talked about removing it at a low angle, and you'll notice that the tape is sticking to the letters and removing it from the white substrate here. And if it wasn't sticking, if it's starting to not come up, you can just come back, push down again either with your squeegee or your finger, and make sure that it's properly adhered. Now you can see we have it ready to be applied to some other medium, right? And again, in this case, I'm just going to bring the binder over here and line it up and lay it out. Again, you can use the squeegee. This is just a soft edge, so it really doesn't scratch or hurt anything. Again, if I didn't have it, I could just use my fingers. And now what we're going to do is we're going to peel back at that low angle again, like I talked about in the first video. And you're watching with your eyes to see what's happening, right? When you pull back the tape at a low angle, it's not putting as much pressure on the letters to come up. And that is the proper way to use pre-mask. Can this be used again? Absolutely. If you're doing more than one thing, this is still has adhesive on it and will work probably 3 or 4 more times. But that's the proper way using pre-mask. I'll do the next one right here with regular masking tape, just so you can see that works as well. So I'm just going to take some masking tape here. Now this time I have to do it in layers because my masking tape isn't wide enough. Again, I'm lining up with the top of my negative image here, and I'm just going to overlap. I'm just going to overlap a couple of these. until I've covered my complete image. And again, I can use my squeegee to make sure it adheres. And once I've done that, I can start to pick up the corner of my masking tape, and you'll again notice that the image has stuck to the masking tape. My hands are nowhere close to the adhesive and never need to be. I'll bring the binder back in so you can see it here. And now again, I'm just going to put this down. Now this is going to be a little bit too big for this. How should I put it here? You can see this is a little bit longer than I need it. I'll just do it here. I'll go right over top of what I'm supposed to be doing here. So I'm going to go like this. Again, you can use your squeegee. And now it's just a matter of peeling off the masking tape. In this case, we're going to have to do it one row at a time. And again, I'm peeling back at a low angle. And there we go. Now you can see here, masking tape has a little bit more adhesive, and you can see it started to take the A here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to push back down with my finger, and I'm going to be really careful when I pull it back again. And if I need to, I can get my X-Acto knife in there and peel it back that way. Again, it's important that you peel at a low angle, but we've now transferred both the positive and the negative to a new medium, in this case a binder. My negative was a little bit longer than my binder, so it kind of looks weird here, but you can get the idea. And that is the proper process for using Premask to transfer your images. Thanks for watching.